silence for Joe and
I
Sophie.
I honestly should have looked up more information about this. All I know is that they're getting divorced, and
Joe's been a sloppy mess.
that's all. Wait, what do you mean?
Like, on stage.
I guess I haven't seen footage.
Like, people are saying that he's been, like, drunk and Nick's been annoyed. I know.
This is coping.
Yeah.
The divorce.
Yeah. Because, it's been going on for a while.
I've never drank and performed before, but I have been on too much cold medicine. And I don't know how you do it. Let me just say, I blacked out. My mom overdosed me on cold medicine. She said, "Take these pills, honey." And then she goes, "Oh, shoot. I doubled her up."
That's just how our family works.
I don't remember how the show went. All I remember is I played a show and I came back and I said, "What happened? Did I do it?"
I have never been in that type of situation, but I personally cannot imagine mixing alcohol and drugs and going on stage.
Especially like that level of production. Like with the show I was talking about, I was playing a club in Ohio somewhere, just like small crowd. But if it's like, oh my gosh, there's like 20,000 people that have spent their money and like traveled here. And there are like hundreds of people that are putting this production together.
Yeah.
Maybe more. And like making this all happen, and whose jobs rely on me not being sloppy. Maybe he's like, I have two other brothers to lean on. It's fine.
People live for the slop, though, honestly. But all I'll say is...
People live for the slop. We're all little piggies.
Are we doing a pig noise? I'm unhinged. Okay. All I'll say is that I'm sorry for their loss of marriage.
Love is dead.
Love is dead. I literally yelled. Ted this morning comes to me like as I'm getting ready to pod, and he's like, "Hey, just so you know, it's official now. Like that they're, they've released statements." And I was like, "Love is dead."
Maybe when they come to Nashville, we'll spot Joe at some like trendy coffee shop here in Nashville.
No, that's what I was saying. He's going to be entering his hoe era again,
and we can ask some questions casually.
Ask some questions like, what are you doing later? And do you want to be on our pod?
And also, are y'all bringing back the white foam for the Eras tour? Okay.
We need the white foam. These are the hard-hitting questions.
Also, that's kind of funny that have you thought about that? They're doing their own Eras tour right now?
They are.
Like, who
did it first?
Who did it first? No, I was kidding. No, like Taylor Swift, it was like doing that, and their team was like, you know what?
That's a good idea.
But we practically, I don't know if you remember this, like 2 years ago, we went to a Jonas Brothers concert.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you remember that part, but that their set list
was
basically a mix of all the hits.
Yeah. It was like
it was already an Eras tour.
Yeah. So who did it first?
Actually, no. It goes back around. They just didn't label it that way.
Yeah. Good times. Oh, I'm so excited for that concert.
Anyways, I will be wearing high heels and a red dress, burning up.
No, you will not. We both know that's not true.
Are you gonna dress up? People are like doing that for like all concerts now because of like Taylor Swift and everyone dressing on theme. I feel like that's becoming popular to do at other shows.
Oh. Well, now I gotta reconsider. What am I gonna wear?
Okay, wait, there's 4 of us going together.
Yeah.
We could each be a brother.
Jonas brother.
I
call Joe.
Okay.
We all know I'm Frankie. Let's just call it what it is.
I was like, I'm the shortest, so I don't know who's the shortest. I'll be whoever the shortest brother is.
Okay, who's the oldest? Maybe we just do it by
age. Then I'd be Kevin.
Then you'd be Kevin.
But you love Kevin.
I feel like I give Kevin.
I think I give the most Kevin, let's be real.
Do I give Joe? Am I sloppy?
Ooh, or am I Nick?
You're Nick.
Ooh. Okay. She's a Virgo.
Okay.
Wait. Nick's a Virgo too, right?
Let me put it this way. So I feel like, I don't know, this is jumping to different pop culture, but you haven't watched any of the new Kardashians, but do you remember like how Kim Kardashian was like in the old, like Keeping Up with Kardashians, how she was very like whatever, like I can't deal with you guys, like
I'm not here for the drama kind of thing?
I'm not here for the drama, but like also like you're embarrassing me. Like you used to be Kim, but now Kim is in her like fun era, and so are you. Like you've chilled, you've relaxed, you're like, but Nick hasn't done that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like very like strict.
Yeah.
And you're more fun than that.
So you're saying I'm more loose now?
Yeah.
It's because I have a bucket hat on. It's the bucket hat made me chill.
Listen,
and the brassy hair.
I'm just saying that you've loosened up. It's a compliment.
Thank you. She said you've removed the stick from your rear end. Thank you for that. You're a new woman. You put on juicy sweats and a bucket hat and you became chill AF.
You got a Bratz tee.
Tag yourself. I'm Yasmin.
Oh my God. I know, I'm proud of you.
Is it Yasmin or Yasmin?
I don't know.
Hi, and welcome back to the Fuzzy Pod.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Megan. And today we are going to be talking about back to school because school is officially back in session, but not before recapping.
Not for us.
Not for us.
Thank
Even though
God.
I know I look like a young, hip, cool
don't
student with my bucket hat.
Don't let this ribbon fool you.
The overalls.
In the overalls, I'm a grown woman.
My juicy sweats, please. We are going to be recapping the birthday first because we have to. I had my 30th birthday this last weekend, and we went all out, let me tell you.
The whole weekend was a mija.
That's expensive. Except for yes and no, because we ate in a lot. We were responsible
we did
in that
cook
way.
a lot. We did.
We stayed at the
our own
house.
Things, yeah.
Night one was the last supper, the last meal in her 20s. We went to one of my favorite spots in Nashville. It's called Pinewood Social. And then afterwards, we went out to one of my favorite tiki bars. And honestly, it was just like a fun, chill way to show people Nashville visiting for the first time. Because the rest of the weekend, we were going to be mostly just partying at the house. So Friday was the RIP to my 20s themed event. And for my birthday, my brother-in-law, who's a videographer and photographer, gave a girl a free photo shoot for her doble quinceañera. So that was fun. And that was probably one of my, I don't know, we had so many good themes. The RIP to my 20s is probably one of my favorite themes we did because
so good.
We're entering Halloween time.
Yeah. It's just the vibes. They were vibing. It was immaculate.
Everyone was wearing all black. We just made pasta at the house and had a sit-down meal. And then we danced and karaoke'd at the house.
Yeah, I mean, mainly you and I and our cousin karaoke.
Yeah, everyone else just kind of watched.
Everyone else was just not really into it. They were doing their own thing. So, but we had a great time.
We did.
And then we all danced together.
Yes,
so
that's true. We got the party lights going.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it was a vibe. It was really fun. And then the next day, the theme was 30, flirty, and thriving. We kicked things off with a hike. And you did not go
I did not go to the hike.
Half of the group went. Half of the group was sleeping. Half the other group went for a hike.
I was not sleeping, okay? I didn't go on the hike.
That's true. You were prepping for the evening. Because Maddie hosted a movie night at her house. We did a Y2K movie night. The juicy sweats were worn, of course. And we watched 13 going on 30. And
we were supposed to watch 2 movies, but
didn't really happen. We were going to do Princess Diaries too, a double feature, but then everyone just kind of dispersed after the first movie and we never really gathered everyone back because everyone was just having a good time. So we're like, meh, we'll just vibe the rest of the night and just kind of chill. And I did play some video games. I played a little bit of Monkey Ball, the mini games. I was not very good. Monkey Ball is not my game. But before that, when we were watching 13 going on 30, Madison came up with this idea, and I just have to share this moment because it might have been the highlight of my whole weekend.
Wait. First of all, set the scene. So we have a screened-in porch, and so we set up a projector and made it cozy vibes. It's giving a sleepover.
Yes, pillows and blankets on the floor. Everyone's laying out, watching the movie,
all the good snacks,
eating their popcorn.
We had popcorn. We had pickles because we're from Texas, and we like pickles and popcorn. Don't at me. We
Gushers.
We had Gushers. We had Nerd gummy clusters.
Oh, so good.
All the things. M&Ms. All the things. Mwah. Okay? Chef's kiss.
Perfection.
Yes. Not to toot my own horn, but, I love a cozy vibe. So we had this whole setup, and the idea was that it was just supposed to be the girls hanging out and
sleepover vibes.
Yeah, sleepover vibes, and all the guys were doing their own thing, but they were there to serve us if we needed it. Okay, continue.
So Maddie had coordinated with her husband Ted and a couple other people to bring out, well, first of all, make pina coladas to bring out during the iconic scene in 13 Going on 30, where Jennifer Garner's character, has only been 30 for like a short time. She's going to her first party with this magazine that she's like the editor of. And she realizes when, someone comes around and says, "Hey, would you like a drink?" She's like, "Yeah, I'll take a pina colada." She realizes, "Oh my gosh, I'm not 13 anymore. I'm 30. So I'll take a pina colada, not virgin." And literally, like, right on cue, like, Ted and some other people bring out homemade pina coladas and are like, "Pina coladas, not virgin? Anybody order these?" And I'm like, this is amazing. And she also passed out razzles during the scene when they're eating razzles. And it was so
we had
cute.
razzles too.
And it makes me want to do more movie nights where you like time and theme like the meal around it.
Yeah, which I have to give credit to where I got the idea, because there's these like companies or whatever that I've seen on TikTok that do that, like where you can go watch a movie and they like you go watch Ratatouille and they're bringing out like the meals. Like and I'm just like, I need that full experience, but if I can create just a mini version at home,
Yeah.
then I will be happy.
Yes. Oh, and it was perfect. Literally, it's like, "Anybody order a pina colada, not virgin?" I was like,
Yeah, me.
this is incredible. Highlight of the weekend.
Oh my gosh.
And then Sunday was our final day. It was Dirty 30 was the theme for that day. And we started off with a drag brunch, which it was both of our first ever time like going to a drag brunch. And it was so
good.
fun.
It was so much fun.
It was hilarious. I could not believe how some of these queens were moving and dancing. There was this, like, I mean, where do you begin?
I can't even begin. The acrobatic nature of this show. Like, one of the queens, like, there was a couple moves she was doing that I was like, you're levitating. Like, there was this one where she was like, I can't even describe it. Like, kind of like in a squat almost.
Like in a squat position.
In a squat position. And
moving
her
feet like around. But like fast. And in high heels.
She was moving so fast while like squatting and like running around the ground. Like, it was like, imagine like a crab, like how a crab walks. And I just was like, this, like, I've tried to do it, and I cannot do it.
My quads can't. The way they were moving, it was like they were on a people mover. That's how smooth they were with that motion, not compared to me, if you're seeing the video.
It was insanity.
I did that for 5 seconds and I'm out of breath.
Also, the somersault. Levitating.
And each queen brought something different. Like, there was this other one that was just like serving face the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And their performance were so comedic.
Yes, very comedic.
Also, I got brought on stage because it was my birthday.
You okay?
I panicked. Need some water? Not me out of breath. That was a hard move.
It's hard, yeah. Imagine doing that in heels.
and lip syncing. What? So they bring me on stage and everyone that's like celebrating something gets to like catwalk or whatever. And it gets to me and it's my turn. And my whole table, my friends are like, "You should drop it low, drop it low."
Well, let's just preface it. We all learned so we have a couple dancers in our midst for the party.
In our friend group, a lot of dancers.
Yeah, and so they had like taught us like this cool like move where you like drop and you kick back and then Anyways, it was cool. And I was like, she's going to do it. She's going to do the move. And I was hyping you up. She's like on stage and I'm looking at her. I'm like, do that.
The move I did like one time and almost broke my neck. So
That's true.
I'm in a romper and I start panicking. I'm like, I'm going to flash all these people. Everyone else already like they're dropping it low and doing their thing. So I start confidently, right? And I'm doing the strut and I get to the end and I look around and I just panic and I curtsy. I curtsy and run away.
She could have won us a free t-shirt.
I curtsied and ran away. I have performed in front of thousands upon thousands of people. But being in this small, intimate group and everyone looking at me and I'm expected to drop it low, she froze. But it's okay. To be fair, I've never dropped it low on stage to begin with, so not my comfort zone.
I don't know, next time.
But next time. Well, those were the birthday festivities. It was such a fun weekend. And it was fun hosting everyone. And we were tired on Monday. Because we were go. Because in between that, we went to some coffee shops. Mm-hmm. We went to I went to Antique Mall for a little bit on Sunday too.
Yeah, you did.
We went to a vineyard. I forgot.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
We literally went to a vineyard Sunday night. We did.
Got some frosé.
All the things. So we were tired, but we're we're getting back into our routine, and here we are.
Yeah. The greatest lesson I learned this weekend. Get yourself to Costco. Get the everything bagel, little chippies, little
So good.
crackers,
And
and the artichoke parmesan dip.
spinach artichoke
Spinach
parmesan.
artichoke parmesan dip.
It
It will change your life.
that was an item we grabbed kind of last minute, and let
We
me
were like,
tell you,
sure, why not?
it was the hit of the party.
And we had like a giant tub. Like, you
And
know, it's from Costco, so you know it's healthy. And we were like scraping the bottom of it. We're like, come on, we need more. It was so good. It was so good. That's all I have to say.
All right, well, that's enough on the birthday shenanigans. I think we should get back into what this episode is really all about, and that's back to school. We thought it would be fun to A, share some stories from our school days, and B, maybe share some like back to work items that could be cute for your desk, because that's something I always loved about the start of a new school year was getting new fresh supplies. Fresh pencils.
Nothing like a fresh number 2.
Cute. Nothing like a fresh number 2, please. Fresh notebooks, getting a little Lisa Frank, the cute like little folders, and we're trying to bring that back, okay? We're trying to organize our lives in cute ways. And
Yeah.
so we each pick some items that we think are a must for your grown-up desk, and we're going to share what those are now.
I just kind of like wrote down a bunch of random things. First of all, felt tip pins.
I don't know that I have
In
these.
multicolors.
Do you mind? Oh, I know I need the multicolor.
Yeah. I love a good felt tip pin, and I love having like just different color. Like literally, it's just something in my brain.
Oh, no, I have to. I have a weekly planner, and I have at least 3 different colors going, but I
Yeah.
think I need more. I do
You need
think I
more.
need more.
You need more.
And there's something very satisfying, too, about, like, this is, like, so lame, but when a pin just you can tell the
Glides.
difference of a quality, like, a quality pin
absolutely.
versus
That's what I'm
not.
saying. I found my personal preference is the felt tip.
Okay, I need to try some of these.
So
I'm
I don't know.
I'm
Try
very
them out. Try them
interested.
out. Try them out. That's all I'm saying. That's my recommendation.
Okay, my next recommendation is to have a cute little water carafe or pitcher on your desk.
Oh, okay. We kind of had same energy. I put cute new water bottle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the reason I did carafe or pitcher instead, I think it just all depends on your like personality. I liked having like something smaller to drink out of and then refilling it over time.
Because then it feels like you're
It's like
accomplishing something.
Yes, it's like a game. Because it's sometimes harder when it's like huge and you're like, I'm never going to get through that. But when you're like slowly working through it and you're like, you know, doing it in smaller waves, at least like for me,
It like does something in your brain.
It
And it's like,
does.
yeah.
And I add lemon to my water sometimes too,
Yeah.
which just kind of elevates the whole
Add
experience.
some fruit.
Ooh, another level.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't do that, but I know some people do. No, for me, I like to have a water bottle because I need a straw. If I don't have a straw, I'm not going to.
You're not going to drink it.
That goes like with most things.
Someone said something in front of you and you're like so thirsty. You're like, but does it have a straw? You're like,
It's because I told you. So the other day I was wearing this. And I was at a coffee shop. I had my main character moment energy. I was just vibing, doing some work. And I was drinking my coffee and I didn't realize, because I didn't have a straw. It's my fatal mistake. That it was slowly, every time I was taking a sip, it was dripping
just
on my outfit.
dribbling.
Yeah, just the whole time. And I was like, cool. So yeah, straw is key. Okay, so my next one is having a like small little plant for your desk.
I love that.
Yeah, just something. I feel like there's something about having like, and I think a real plant too. Something green, something alive, something that like, I don't know.
Bring the outdoors in because it's like really
Yeah.
good for you. One of our friends, she has a podcast, the Really Pretty Good podcast, and she talks a lot about biophilic design.
Oh yeah.
And I'll let her, you can go listen to her
She's the
talk about it
expert.
more. She's the expert. But basically, like bringing the outdoors in, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. And I don't like to go outside, so it's great for me.
I love a good empty notebook. It can be lined, but just something where I can just like let out any like thoughts I need to, whatever it needs to be. It can be that for me, because I will like just think of like, oh my gosh, like random things I need to do like in the future, but not necessarily urgent right now. And to be able to have a place to like get it out of my brain and know that it's like, okay, that thought is secure somewhere.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I won't forget to do that now that I've like written it down.
Listed it. Yeah.
Is so helpful for me. So
That's so good.
an empty notebook. Oh my gosh, how do you pronounce this? I meant to look it up before. There's a brand called Papier.
Papier?
I think it's pronounced Papier.
I've always said Papier, but
Papier. And you can get like really nice customizable like
they're
notebooks from
so
there.
cute, you guys. They're
So
the best.
cute, great quality.
They're great for gifts as well.
Yes, I've given them as gifts frequently, and I've had probably like 4 or 5, like because I make them usually in my yearly planner as well, and they're fantastic.
When you said empty notebook, though, I was thinking like just like a notebook that you keep on your desk that you never write anything in. And I was like,
just in there. This is my handy dandy notebook, but it's empty.
This is where all my ideas go to die because I don't have any.
All my dreams and possibilities.
Oh my gosh.
It's like the equivalent of having your notes app on your phone, but just
yeah.
I
no,
like
because
to
I was
physically write it out.
I was gonna say I like brain dump on my phone notes app or like on my reminders. Like I have like a million different lists on reminders and it's a little unhinged. But
no, I relate to that though.
Yeah, but I need it. So I totally get it. Okay, I'll do this one because I think it's cute. Having like a cute little print, like framed photo of like either like your animal or like your person.
That's cute.
Or like a little family pic or something, but just like a little picture. I just feel like it's good to have like something personal.
I love
that you put next to your plant. And I prefer it to be a pet. Adding those like personal touches.
They really brighten it up. I don't work like a regular 9 to 5, but I do have a desk where I edit at for like Fuzzy Pod content and things like that. And I'm realizing that like setting that desk up in a nice way, even just by like I recently added a lamp and turning that on and just adding some coziness, it like makes a huge difference in like wanting to like spend time there. Be productive. Exactly. Okay, my last one is good scissors. I don't know if this is just
good scissors.
Listen, I don't know if this is just a problem that I have. I was hanging on to my Dole's scissors for way too long. And I literally got this injury because my scissors wouldn't cut through something. And it was like one of those plastic tags and I was like struggling with it. And then it just like, it slid up, it sliced, it was okay. I got a boo-boo, but she's fine. She's strong. She's a warrior.
Boo-boos this weekend. Mine was on, oh shoot, what do you call it? A cocktail umbrella. Like a drink umbrella.
You stabbed yourself with a cocktail umbrella? I missed that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Well, if I had some
good scissors
I don't think it would have helped in the situation. But if your scissors have gone like blunt and they're not working, unless there's another hack I don't know about where you can take it to like some place or you use a rock and you sharpen it, like go throw them away. Throw them away. Buy new cute scissors that work well and you'll be safer, honestly.
You heard it here first. I think you need like the kid scissors is what I'm hearing.
I need the opposite.
No, because you hurt yourself on sharp scissors.
No, these were blunt scissors that weren't doing their job, and so because I was struggling so much,
was it like a zip tie situation?
Yes. It should have gotten it in one snap, and it wasn't.
Because if you would have had sharper scissors and you missed,
I wouldn't have missed. I was on the mark, and it wasn't doing it. It was like, I stand by what I said. I buy a good pair of scissors that are cute. I have black and white plaid ones, and they're adorable, and they changed my life.
That hurt you?
No.
Oh, okay.
These are my new. That's what I'm saying.
You recently got new scissors.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm ridding myself of
my dangerous
scissors. Blunt scissors that.
No. You said the blunt ones were good. Which ones are good?
I never said the blunt ones were good.
I thought you said that you had the plaid ones.
Are you listening to me?
I'm so confused.
I say get rid of your dull scissors. Buy yourself a pair of scissors that actually work and are cute.
Okay. You heard it here first. Don't hurt yourself on dull scissors. It's not worth it.
Anyways, keep your desk cute.
Keep your desk cute.
It's good for you.
It's good for your mental health.
And drink your water.
We
say that a lot on the Fuzzy Pod.
We say that a lot and we don't do it.
It's because we're trying to remind ourselves. This is the truth.
Truly. Although I did have water before my coffee this morning with like a little bit of the, what do you call it? Like I made like a green juice type thing.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good.
Was it the first time you do that?
Packets, like
yeah.
I usually drink coffee first thing in the morning, but I'm trying this new thing that's not been a new thing. I've been saying it for like years now. that I'm gonna drink like water before I drink my coffee.
I love that. That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
it's not working out.
Me
Okay.
reaching over for my coffee and realizing it wasn't there, by the way.
Okay.
Back to school. School is in session, and thank God we are not in school anymore.
Thank God for my anxiety because, whoo, I have never experienced as much anxiety as before school every single day.
I'm so sorry. I remember those days.
The trauma runs deep. I don't even know why.
Well, first of all, Madison, like, there was times where, like, you just really didn't want to go to school. And sometimes mom and dad, like, truly, like, looking back, it was, like, giving you, like, your little tiny self a little mental health day if you needed it. Like, I feel like sometimes they were responsive to that. And you also, you mentioned this before, but you changed schools, like, 3 or 4 times, right?
Yes, I think I went to 4 different elementary schools.
And so, but you finally, like, settled on one where I feel like you found, like, a good group of people, the teachers were, like, great, and you kind of vibed a little better. And did you feel like your anxiety got better after that?
No.
Okay, okay.
I truly hated school. And for one of the schools, it was the school itself. But the other ones, it was just
Yeah.
my brain. My brain in school. And I didn't feel this way in college. It was just
That's
like
good, yeah.
growing up, going to like grade school, like just, I don't know.
I actually had a couple experiences similar to you by the time I reached, like, high school, maybe even in junior high, where I would, like, not want to get out of the car. I literally am like, I'm not leaving this car. Like, I'm too stressed out about this test or something.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, I'm going to fake sick. And so one time I was like, and my mom and dad are like, no, you got to go. You got to go. So I pushed through and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I am not ready for this test. So I literally told my teacher that I was having lady problems and needed to go to the nurse.
Oh, wow.
And
I've never pulled that.
I took a nap through my test.
Nice.
I got to take it the next day.
Was your teacher a male? Or was it a female?
I don't remember. I don't remember, like, who it was, but I told the teacher the class period before, like, it was a math test.
Mm-hmm. Strategy.
And so I was, like, in the nurse, and they're like, you can lay down in the dark. And I was like, thank you.
Honestly,
my tummy hurt.
honestly, naps in the nurse's office, prime.
I was a big fat liar, though.
It was supreme. I took many naps in the nurse's office.
Yeah, sometimes it's, well, you know what?
Unless a kid was like,
actually, like,
was,
hacking
like,
and stuff.
vomit or
Yeah,
something.
you're like, but most of the time it was pretty empty.
yeah,
and you could
normally
just go,
there was no one in there, and it was like a spa. I swear, like in my memories, it's like a spa.
if you had, like, a stomach, like, actually, like, you like, I have to, like, there's no getting around this. You can go to the nurse and use the nice private bathroom. Pro tip.
Pro tip. My stomach hurts. I need to poop.
I would go to the nurse under false pretenses, but I actually would have so much anxiety that my stomach actually would start to hurt.
It's called every day of my life.
And so, at the end of the day, not entirely lying, I only did that, like, I did that twice.
I like how you're like, I only did that twice.
But, like, how did they let me get away with that twice?
Like, what are they gonna do? They're not gonna be like, you're not in pain.
Yeah. And then I still took the test, but I delayed it by a day.
I don't know. Seems strategic to me. But anyways, all that to say, back to school. I feel like the energy with back to school for me, the memories I have, are being excited for the shopping of it all.
Yes.
Picking out the new fits, picking out the new supplies. You go to Target. They have the school list of like what you're gonna need. Do you remember that? How they have printouts?
Yes.
You'd go
I forgot about that. That's so cute.
and you'd find your school, and then it would have like a printout of like what you needed for your like back to school checklist, and then you'd go and get all the things.
When you buy a lock for the first time for your locker.
For your locker.
That was a big deal.
All the locker accessories.
Oh my gosh.
Decorating your locker was like, oh my goodness. I would relive that. That was fun.
That's so
That
cute.
was
They
fun.
used to have these like little racks so you could like stack stuff and like add little
yeah.
shelves. There was a mirror that were
Mirrors,
magnetic.
like little hooks that you could like.
I forgot.
So cute.
Because I never
Literally
visited my
so
locker.
cute.
I
What do you mean?
decorate. So the way my schedule was, like the majority of junior high through high school, my classes were so spread out that I didn't have enough time during that 5 minutes to go to my locker to get books.
Did we only have 5 minutes in between classes?
It was 5 or 7. I think it might have been 7 in high school and 5 in junior high.
Why do I think it was like 10 minutes?
I had some classes that were like, no, not for me at least. Maybe they added on. It would be like I'd have classes upstairs and I have to be all the way to the gym across the other side of the school. And so, like, I'm literally like,
Our
I
schools
don't have
were
time to stop.
huge, by the way. Like, even, like, the junior highs, like, they
They were like high schools.
they
They were
look
massive.
they look like a college campus. Like
It's actually wild. Like, Texas
like a
schools,
small college campus, but, like like, it doesn't look like a normal junior high. And
Texas schools were on another
they
level.
were on another level, and, like, the school district we were in was, like, one of the best, and, like, we just had, like, a lot of kids, though, so they literally had to put the, like, trailers, like, the portable what do they call them?
I forgot about that because they were running out of room
They
for
didn't have room
kids.
in the classrooms, like, they didn't have enough classrooms.
So they had the portable buildings
They
that
had
you would
portable
have.
buildings.
So some of your classes you'd have to go outside to
Outside.
get to.
All the schools had them. Like, it was crazy.
So I never really. I'd set up my locker real cute, but then she didn't have time, so she kept all her books on her, which reminds me, like, what was your favorite type of backpack? Which sounds silly,
Oh.
but there were different types, okay?
You
'Cause
had the messenger bag. You had the traditional
Yes.
2 straps. You had the rolly bag, which mom always tried to get me to carry.
Because she didn't want us to break our backs because she knew I was carrying my books everywhere. Which, looking back, I would have carried that with confidence. But back then, I was like, Mom,
It was
it's embarrassing.
traumatizing.
It's so embarrassing.
The fact
I
that
have
she
a suitcase.
like she literally was like, "No, you're gonna carry a suitcase," and I was like, "Hell nah, mama, I ain't carrying a suitcase."
Instead, I'm going to carry my
I'd
messenger bag weighted down.
I'd rather have a messenger bag ripping off my shoulder or a backpack that's making me sweat and like or carry that you always do the one strap.
I was
with the
gonna ask, were
It's
you a
always-
two strap or
yeah,
one strap?
No,
I was a
a
two
one
strapper.
I was a one strap, yeah.
But I was like a two strapper and high. Please, why?
You may as well have been carrying the rolly bag that time.
Actually, I say that. I think I adjusted to high, but I just, as we're talking about this, I think I have memories of like being a freshman wearing the double strap, but wearing it so low that as you're walking, it's like hitting your butt.
your butt. Yeah, yeah. That's how you knew you were cool. That's
like,
how you knew you were
thump,
cool.
thump, thump.
And you're like,
dragging
why?
on my Converse or my Vans and just the backpack with my 10 books because I can't stop at my locker, just banging against my back and my
gosh,
butt.
I'm crying. Although the messenger bags were kind of a vibe. Like,
Those were my favorite.
yeah.
She had one messenger bag, and it was I
Vera
got
Bradley?
to beg mom and dad for this Vera Bradley that I carried for like 3 years until that thing was disgusting. And I would, pack it in with everything, and I'd be walking sideways. Oh my gosh. So, when I was an adult, I found this is a whole other tangent. You know how my left shoulder sits higher?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to like go through like therapy to like work through it and stuff, like the fascia buildup. It was the messenger bag.
It was the messenger bag.
I just realized that.
It was the messenger bag.
I was literally crooked. And it wasn't like my spine. Like I got all this stuff checked out, and they're like, it's literally like you have like your fascia like built up, and you need to go see someone to like break it like down. Like
PSA. Don't wear messenger bags and wear your backpacks on both shoulders.
or use a rolly
Or
bag.
you'll
Pro
get
move.
fascia buildup.
in your shoulder and be crooked.
And you'll be crooked.
She's not anymore through Pilates and some stuff. It's a little bit, but it used to be really extreme. And how did I just connect that? That's exactly what it was. It was years of that.
I would just like to also point out about the rolly bags that mom was trying to get me to carry those through college as well. Like she would always send me like the links and
That's
be like,
cute.
"Do you want this one?" And I'm like, "No." I don't know how else to tell you. I'm not going to roll a little baby suitcase around campus.
It does make you look a little crazy.
I don't have words.
There's actually a photo of us that we should include of us like in third and kindergarten. I'm in third grade, you're in kindergarten with our rolly bags because I think at that point we couldn't really like
Couldn't
speak
fight
up.
it.
Yeah. Mom's like, this is how it's going to be. But to be fair, the backpacks were the size of us at that point. Like,
Yeah,
we would
I
have
find
fallen over.
myself triggered by the rolly bag still.
I want to talk about some other school memories. And the first one I want to bring up is show and tell, because that's something that kind of, I feel like, disappeared once we entered junior high, but was such
Yeah.
a huge part of elementary school. And I just need to know, did you have any show and tells that you were like, oh my gosh, I was so proud of this to bring this in, or any strange ones that other kids brought in that stuck with you forever?
So I've been thinking on this because I was like, I really don't remember a ton of like show and tell situations, but I do remember I want to say it was the second grade. Yeah, it was the second grade where we had this assignment where and I think it was like a show and tell type situation where we each had to like pick a craft or pick a thing that we were going to teach the class.
Whoa.
And
Okay.
we had to like type out like the step-by-step instructions and then stand in front of the class and like walk them through it.
This is how you make meth.
For some reason, my choice, we could choose anything. Mind you, we could choose anything. And I was like, I'm going to teach people how to craft an American flag out of construction paper.
She said, America, America.
As you know from our previous episode, that's all we were taught, okay? Every single day, okay? It was about the American flag and the Texas flag. And I think I did both. Like, I think I did an American flag version, and I had to, like, pre-cut all the little paper and, like, pass it out. It was a whole ordeal. And then I think this was someone else's. I don't think I did this, but someone was like, I'm going to teach you how to make PB&J. And I'm like,
first take peanut butter.
I'm like,
put on bread.
Come on, low effort. I cut out a bunch of little stars.
I'm here showing you how to be a patriot.
I'm out here showing you how to be crafty. And all you can do is show me how to make a dang PB&J. I already know how to do that.
Must have been a liberal.
Them damn liberals.
I'm crying.
Anyways, that is quite literally the only memory I have of any type of show and tell.
That's fantastic.
And I don't even know if it was show and tell.
No, that's fantastic. That is better than mine, honestly. Well, it's a close second because I did.
She really said you got a second place trophy.
I did bring an eye dog, okay? I brought an eye dog to show and tell.
It's giving privilege.
I don't think they were that expensive. If you don't know what an eye dog is.
If you had an Apple product.
Actually, I don't think it was even Apple.
Oh, it wasn't.
This was back in the era where everything had eye before it.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
It wasn't even an Apple product.
No, so there was this thing called the eye dog. It was a little robot dog that
Don't
you could
have
like.
It in here?
Oh my gosh, I should have Cooper bring it so I can show and tell you again. Hold on, let's pause. All right, so I had Cooper actually go grab the eye dog, and he a little dusty. He was up on the shelf. But this is the same eye dog that I was show and telling in my first grade class, I believe it was.
Please give us your eye dog presentation.
So this is my eye dog. I don't know how I talked when I was a kid. My voice was so high, actually. I've heard videos because, I mean, it's kind of high as an adult. So just imagine as a kid, it was like, hi, my name is Megan, and this is my eye dog. And if you touch his nose,
I love how he still turns on.
He
That's
wakes
so funny.
up, and he really likes to dance to music, which we will play DMCA safe music because this is a podcast. 1 second. Hold, please. I'm just going to play my own. It's not because I'm narcissistic. It's because I have the rights to it. Okay. I'm going to fast forward to a chorus. Dance, puppy. He's listening. He's deciding if he likes it.
He's deciding if he likes the song.
Do you like the music?
Oh.
The lights are dancing?
The lights are dancing. He approves.
He's not moving his ears, which doesn't feel like a good sign.
Ears. I don't know if he likes it.
New song. Turn it off. Oh no, he doesn't like that one. Okay, do you like what about this one? He's thinking.
The fact that this thing still works.
Dance, puppy.
He's not performing.
Dance for us. Dance, puppy. You're embarrassing me.
This is so embarrassing. Did this happen? Did this actually happen? Is this like a live, like actual?
No, the lights are going though.
Yeah, but his ears aren't moving. He's not vibing if his ears aren't moving.
You know what? Sleep.
Is this what actually happened during your show and tell? Did you play your own music?
You hold down the nose and you tell him rest now.
Why does it sound like he's dying?
You didn't do what we talked about. You didn't do what we rehearsed.
Oh, his ears went down. That was so mean.
But you can actually plug in direct to him as well, and he's also a speaker. So that was cute. I'm just gonna leave him right here. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How does this thing still work?
I don't know. I've had that since I was in 2001. Holy.
They don't make things like they used to.
There are people probably listening to this podcast that are younger than that.
Oh my God, I'm crying. Crusty.
Anyways, that was one of my favorite items I ever showed and told. And I don't know what was going on today. He got camera shy.
He really did. I'm sorry about that.
It's
And
okay.
I'm glad it didn't happen in your real life experience, though. Speaking of embarrassing show and tells and moments like you just experienced right now, should we go into some embarrassing / traumatic / I don't know.
Embarrassing school stories.
School was just, it was rough at times, and I think we should talk about it.
I have so many, so I had to narrow it down to one. One shared experience that we actually have, which is kind of weird that we both did this. Okay, so let me set the scene.
Locker.
The locker.
Okay, good. I was going to talk about this, so.
As you've learned, I didn't visit my locker very frequently, okay? She had places to be, so she didn't really get time to, stop, see what's going on, grab some books, exchange them. She just carried everything with her. So the school year had been going by, and this funky smell started to develop in the hallways.
No.
And it was getting really bad. It was getting out of hand. So much so that they got some teachers involved in the janitorial crew. And during one of the class periods when, all the students were in the classrooms and the hallways were cleared, they had brought out
stench.
Except for the stench. They had rolled out some trash cans, and they were checking all the lockers, and they were trying to identify where is this smell coming from? Because I guess at this point they realized it's coming from a locker. So I'm out in the hallways because I had gotten a bathroom pass or something, and I realized, oh, they're kind of standing close to my lockers, and I'm like, what's going on over here? This one kid walks by and it starts gagging and stuff from the smell. It was high drama, and I'm kind of watching
a biohazard.
They approach my locker, and I go, oh shoot, I think that's my locker. And she
doesn't even recognize it anymore.
They bust into it, and I'm standing there for this, and I'm like, or maybe at this point, they came and got me.
they're like, we know it's coming from here.
This locker. Maybe
Who
that's why I was in the hallway.
to?
Because I kind of, part of me remembers being embarrassed by it, and maybe I went back to my classroom. They came out and brought me back out. I think it was something like that. I passed the situation, saw what was going on, went back to the classroom, and then I was called out. And they were at that point they were opening my locker in front of me. They pull out an old Hello Kitty lunchbox. They open it up to reveal. It literally makes me want to gag. A maggot-filled sandwich. That was just the smell, the most putrid smell coming from this thing. They're wearing gloves, which honestly is not enough. Everyone should be in hazmat suit and dump it into the garbage can. And I think that's when the kid walked by and was blah, gagging and stuff. It was so embarrassing. I had left an old lunch. Who knows how long it had been just simmering in there, sitting in the dark, enough for maggots to grow on it.
Maggots.
It was a turkey sandwich. It was a turkey sandwich with that was maggot filled, and the smell was
How could you
rank.
ever eat turkey again after seeing that?
I honestly, I don't know. And I was just thinking about, am I ever going to eat lunch meat again after reliving the story? I don't know.
That is disgusting.
I somehow didn't get in huge trouble, which you think I would have, because that's pretty bad. I caused a scene in the hallway.
You caused a whole scene. You made your fellow classmates suffer through a disgusting, smelly hallway because you couldn't be bothered to grab your Hello Kitty lunchbox.
I didn't know it was in there. If they gave me more than 5 minutes to get between classes.
You have time after school to go visit your locker?
I didn't know. I was in 6th grade. I was new to these responsibilities of a locker.
I thought this was in high school for some reason.
So it happened again.
When I tell you, that's you are very responsible now, but I feel like you were very irresponsible.
It happened. The fact that it happened twice is bad.
That's what I'm saying.
So the second time it happened, though, I was out of school. I was being homeschooled at that point. She was on the road being a pop star. So my friend was saying that they came and raided my locker because the smell was so bad, and she realized it was mine.
And it was an old lunch.
Yeah, and I was like, that sounds right. And I was like, I didn't clean out my locker before I left. I was really trying to get out of there.
Yeah, that's weird. You think they would make you. Okay, so tell me why my story that has to do with a locker. Well, I'm not saying that it was deserved, Megan, that it was your fault, but it was your fault. Okay?
Hello? You did the same thing, basically.
No, I didn't.
You didn't leave food? Okay, tell your story.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Tell your truth. Tell your truth.
So my story is similar in the sense that some disgusting things were going on. But it actually was not my fault because I did go to my locker every single day, and your girl likes to eat, so I never had leftover lunch. So anyways, basically what happened to me, and I'm confused as to why they cleaned out your locker for you, but they never gave me the same courtesies. I came back to my locker. It must have been like over the weekend or something. And I came back and there was little rat poos in my locker because a little rat had been living in my locker over the weekend. It made its little nest. Made its little cutie little nest. And no, there was not food. I don't know why he chose to be in my locker. And you know what they did? I went to the principal and I was like, because at the time I was a little student aide for the principal. And I was like, hey, like, what do I do? They handed me paper towels. So no, it was not my fault, and they made me clean it.
They said, you do it. Here's some rat poison. We're going to send you with this.
They really made me clean the disgusting rat poo out of my own locker, and it was not my fault. I was like, there's no food. I don't know why he's here. I don't know why he made camp here.
You're like, no, the bigger problem here is there's a rat infestation. Can we get to the bottom of that? Can we call pest control?
It's because they were building. They had just knocked down like a bunch of like trees and stuff across the street because it was in a neighborhood. So they were building more houses. And so all the little critters, like all little creatures were like, we need a new home. So they all like
made home in your locker.
Home in my locker. Not all of them, but one of them did.
They were all there. They said this one.
Yeah. The whole forest.
Did anyone else, like, did you run into other similar stories?
Like, did anyone else have the issue?
Yeah.
I don't know, actually. I never, like, talked to anybody, so. If I'm being honest.
I mean, honestly.
But I had, like, a bottom locker, so there was, like, 2 rows of lockers and, like, top lockers, but I was always in a bottom locker, so I think that's why they, like, got in my locker.
I only had one bottom locker, and that was actually the one that I didn't do something horrendous to.
But yeah, no, from my memory, it was not my fault because I remember being like, what the heck?
They literally said, you are pest control now.
Yes.
Good luck.
They didn't even give me gloves.
No! That's like rat poop can carry some crazy
that's
stuff.
What I'm saying.
Some crazy disease.
I think I literally, and maybe this is wrong. I have to ask my mom. But I'm pretty sure mom had to come to school, like after school, to come help me clean.
Ooh. You're
Why
opening
is that
up
my responsibility?
Did you ever find him?
The rat?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I ever saw him. It was just like the poo.
Oh my gosh, imagine. You just like pull
Imagine it jumps out.
He's just there.
He would be.
Were you embarrassed at all? Or no, because it wasn't your fault. Oh, you're like, of course.
I was the rat locker. Were you embarrassed being maggot girl?
Well, okay, the reason I asked that is, like, that one was clearly my fault.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just embarrassing because it's like, oh, now I look dirty.
Yeah. You're like, why did they, like, make home there? Like, out of all the lockers, they had to come spend their time here. No, I get that. Yeah. It does make you feel gross. Recently, I thought I had rat poo in our in our garage. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much rat poo. Turns out, thank the Lord, it was not rat poo. It was dried lavender bits. Like the It looked like it was tiny.
It looked like it did look like mouse poo.
But then I was like looking at it, I'm like, why are they all the same size? And then I realized it was lavender.
And then I tasted it. I'm just kidding.
No, I got the most specific targeted Facebook post about the same situation and someone realizing it was dried lavender.
That's one of those moments where it's like,
That was next level. That wasn't even like I Googled this or something. I was like having a conversation with Maddie and I was like, I can't tell what this is. And then next thing I know, I'm on Facebook, which I hardly go on. And it was like this like specific suggested post of someone sharing their story of
That
finding
just
this.
does not make any sense.
That's wild.
That's weird.
I'm not into like conspiracy because obviously
But
you're
I
like,
am.
but now
and
I
that's
am.
weird.
Because obviously you're
Oh
like
my
saying like agreeing to
gosh.
things. You're like, Mike can be on. Yeah, pay attention.
Yeah, be paying attention. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, we both had locker things and we both had experiences of tripping and our entire lunches going flying.
We shared a lot of embarrassing stories, I feel like, on the bullies episode.
Mhm.
So we can just share one for today.
Yeah.
But we should get into the school drama. What was like the big drama at your school? I kind of wanted to take this in a lighter angle because there were
Okay.
so many stories I could have gone with between junior high and high school.
Oh, you had some crazy stuff.
Some wild things went down.
Murder.
No, literally.
Literally murder.
Literally.
Literally.
But on a lighter note, I'm going to talk about Poopgate in 3rd grade.
Poopgate!
So here I am. It's recess time. And I'm running off to the bathroom. I say, let's put a pause on tag. Be right back. Do. I'm walking over. And what do I see? Not in the toilet, not on the toilet, but on the floor beside the toilet. But a human poop just sitting beside the toilet. Now, I have to include this detail because this is probably the biggest mystery to me. Like, it's one mystery that why is it on the floor beside the toilet? But the second mystery was it was a perfectly round ball. So either this person just like got a hernia on the way out with that one, or it kind of, I swear to you to this day, it looked like someone like molded it like clay.
Ew.
Molded it like toy clay.
It was probably some weird kid who pooped and then started playing with it.
That's what I kid you not.
It
Like it was
has
not
to
a normal,
be.
it looked like someone, it was
has to
poop that was like,
be.
they took it in like Play-Doh. They Play-Doh'd it into a ball. I freaked out. Okay, so I'm like, oh my gosh. So I what do? I go and I try to like discreetly tell the teacher, but then there was another person with me, and the first thing they do is run out to the playground and go, poop! There's poop on the floor! All these teachers that got involved. I think a principal ended. It was a small private school.
It was a small school.
There wasn't a ton going on, so everyone kind of ends up like they're like all in the bathroom and they're like
Oh,
discussing
we all heard about the news.
you're like it traveled down to the kindergartners too. Like I knew.
We were all talking about it.
But to this day, we don't know who done did it. But
Plot twist, it was Megan the whole time.
no, but I heard a crazy story. Another podcast we like love listening to, the Bad Broadcast, was actually doing back to school stories, but perspective of teachers. And there was one where something similar had happened, and it was like, oh my gosh, there's people on the floor. Turns out, like because now the days of cameras, it was a teacher that did it.
I've heard stories from friends of like poop
being smeared. Are we
Stop
okay?
playing with your poo.
We're not.
Poo goes in the toilet.
This is what separates us from the monkeys. We've gone
the
further
animals.
than this. Okay.
Okay.
We don't fling it. We don't.
We don't. Certainly do not play with it. Certainly do not get it on your fingies.
And you can't. Why? How did you miss? How did you?
It's intentional. It's not a miss. It's intentional.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But that has stuck with me forever.
Whew.
And it was, let me tell you, in 3rd grade at recess, that was the drama of the week.
That was
and
the drama of the century,
discovered
honestly.
it.
I discovered it. Did anyone try to pin it on you ever?
You know what? Actually, being the first, you'd think it would be.
Yeah.
Not that I know of.
That was
Oh
the
my
real
gosh.
drama. Everyone was like, it was obviously Megan. Like,
Obviously, Megan was the one that came out, and no one else saw this before.
like she obviously pooped and she was trying to be discreet and tell the teacher so that she could have help cleaning it up.
That's why she was being private about it. Not because she wanted to protect anyone.
Oh my god.
I wonder what was going through my mind truly in that moment, though. Like, I wonder if I thought that through. Like, if I was...
The fact of the matter is, if I would have seen it at like that age, if I was like the same age as you, I probably would have gone in and just like just left and not said anything. Like, I just would have been silent.
I definitely I did not have to use the bathroom again after that. I was like, she's not going to pee here. This is too much. This is a crime scene.
It's a crime scene. Get the police tape. Get the police tape.
We need caution up, please. Okay, Maddie, what was your big school drama?
Okay. Well, I can't beat that. I feel like that's just too good. Also, we were going to the same school, so I guess it's my story too. Just kidding. No, we just had. So we went to my junior high. Like, I would say like it was like very
Wild.
Like, but it was like affluent. Like, I don't know. Like, it was like kids. The kids were not like.
Oh yeah, where we grew up, it was like a mix, like of people from all different walks of life. But there was definitely like a good portion of people that were like
very wealthy,
like boats on the weekends, like multiple homes. It was
yeah.
It was a mix.
But it was like a lot of those types of kids who like wanted to be rebellious and wanted to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, okay, let's chill. But they were into some crazy stuff, honestly. And this was in junior high.
Which is 6th, 7th, 8th grade, mind you, which is like ages 12 to 14.
Yeah, like you're young. Anyway, so there was the guy whose locker was next to me. Like, they were constantly searching his locker because he always like.
For rat poo?
Yeah. Let's call it rat poo. And he multiple times got in trouble for like having drugs. And
oh my gosh. In like 7th grade?
Yeah. And so I was friends with like, I would say acquaintances with like the drug dealers of our school. And hindsight, I probably should have like told a teacher, but I knew where they like hid the weed.
She knew where the good stuff was.
Yeah. And that was the drama. Everyone was talking about it.
Where
they hid it.
Because you were friends with them, did people think that you were like into drugs and stuff too?
No, because it was more like, how do I put this? One of the guys, like, we weren't like close friends. It was more just like we grew up in like the same elementary school. Like, we just kind of like grew up together. Yeah. And I was the only girl he never dated in our grade. Like, we weren't like close friends. It was more just, I think he wanted to be my friend because I was the only girl who wouldn't date him. So I think he was like trying to gain my trust.
Thinking about like 12 and 13-year-olds now, it's just like being an adult. And I'm like, you are babies.
You are babies.
This is your drama.
And this is your drama. And yeah, so I think he was like trying to gain my trust to be like, listen, I'm going to tell you where we hide them drugs.
He's like, hey, baby girl, I'll give you the secrets.
I'll give you the secrets. Don't
behind
worry.
the toilets,
what you
okay?
want? What you want? I'll pay for it.
The 7th grade toilets, okay?
No, but it was in the bathroom.
I knew it!
Yeah, in the ceiling.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
The ceiling panels that would come out. It's like literally
so
a
that
movie.
was the drama. It was always like drug related. And I say drugs, it was
just
weed.
Marijuana. Okay.
Yeah.
Which I say just marijuana,
knowledge.
But like your brain doesn't.
But you're at that age, you definitely don't need.
Your brain doesn't
finish
anything. Developing till 25. It's actually
not.
Yeah. Also, on that note, I always just think it's so interesting that like people are like, yes, like things like I don't know, talking about like drug safety and like sex education and things like that. Like I feel like people are trying to push the ages like later, and I'm like, no, we need to be educating maybe even sooner than you realize, because there were kids in my school that like weren't having safe sex like by 13 and stuff, and like getting pregnant, and it's just
in
like
6th grade.
Now I feel like it's like probably like you're exposed to even like more like at a younger age. Like I just
scary.
like it's important to be educated, and I just think people don't realize like
they
don't
realize what's going on in these junior high schools. Like
no, literally,
it's crazy. It's wild. I think like a lot of parents would be shocked.
Yeah,
but
anyways,
that was the tea for my school, and that kind of like that was like in like the 7th grade.
I mean, I feel like for junior high that's pretty big. Like in high school it'd be less of a thing. I don't know. But like junior high, like you just got, I mean, you're straight out of elementary school, okay?
Well, these kids were like partying on like having like rager like parties. Like,
where are the parents?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like they were wealthy, and so like their parents were like always gone, and like
they're like, you're fine.
That's so bad.
Wait, that's so sad.
Drug bust in 7th grade.
Like literally, like you were literally just watching like Playhouse
Barney.
Disney and Barney like yesterday. That's wild.
Anyways, I like your poop drama better. It's funnier.
I don't know. Yours is like pretty. I was like, let me guess the bathroom. Literally, like,
Yeah.
never smoked marijuana.
Never smoked the devil's lettuce.
I was like such a like. I was called a prude in 7th grade.
I was called Virgin Mary.
Please. Well, back to school brings, even if you're not in school anymore, it can bring back all sorts of memories. And whew, I hope you enjoyed us sharing some of our traumatic and honestly pretty funny. Poopgate that still lives in my head rent free the moment I walked in there.
What year was that? 2000?
2003? 2002, maybe?
I think it was 2002.
Yeah. Poopgate, 2002. So
you heard it here first. It was not Megan.
it was not. Oh, gosh.
And it was clearly formed.
Oh, gosh. That literally makes my stomach sick. I'm like, I'm not trying to be dramatic. Like, that is disgusting. Let's move on.
I feel like we've all seen turds on a seat. But on the floor.
On the floor is not where it's meant to be.
All right. I think we should end. I just have a fun little bonus story that I love to share because it makes me laugh even to this day. So I was in 7th grade and we were in math class, and our math teacher, I believe it was her first year teaching. So now looking back, I'm like, oh, wow, she was like really young.
Yeah.
And of course, it's junior high. We're all like immature, you know, the things you laugh at. Honestly, I still laugh at to this day. And so she's teaching us about probability, and she proceeds to say in front of a classroom full of 7th graders, if you flick a nipple instead of flip a nickel. Oh. In the way she could not control her laughter. Like, she literally had to be like,
she's like, what I said the first time, if you flip a nickel, which is what I said.
She literally was just like, we were all dying, of course. And she was just like, I just have to move on. She's like, I'm just going to go on to the next one. She literally said that.
Dude, that would, especially like your first year teaching, I'd just be like, I'm done.
Not to say nipple in your first year of teaching.
You're like, hey guys, so if you flick a nipple.
If you flick
the probability of them calling you back. I'm just kidding.
The probability of them slapping you across the face.
I bet she still thinks about that.
Oh, for sure.
She totally still thinks about that.
If you flick a nipple. Anyways, that's my ending on a happy note since I talked about drug dealers.
It's okay. We talked about murder.
Oh, yeah.
Worm fuzzies. Y'all, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Fuzzy Pod, and I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. Maybe it brought back some like funny school memories for you, or some dramatic ones, hopefully some fun ones. Thank you so much for listening, and if you enjoyed today's episode,
don't forget to leave us a comment, rate, and review. Super easy on Spotify, just to hit those 5 stars and leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Thank you so much for listening again, and we'll see you next week. Bye.